Hi everyone and welcome back to Heimler's History Economics Edition. In this video we're going to learn about the time value of money. And that means I'm going to prove to you how $1 in my pocket today is worth more than $1 in my pocket a year from now. Let's get to it. Okay, the time value of money is a way of assessing how time is a determinant in economic decision making. All other things being equal, as I've already said, $1 in your pocket today is worth more than $1 in your pocket a year from now. Let me try to explain. Let's say here at Heimler's History, I've grown tired of seeing myself appear in videos where my beard looks like a homeless badger. And so I decided to hire a groomer to help me with my image. So I put the want ad out there and I say there's a $1,000 bonus for anybody who gets the job. The question is, would you rather have that bonus now or a year from now? Now, supposing you had enough food on your table and enough money to pay your bills and didn't need that $1,000 right now to survive, even so, you'd be better taking that $1,000 today than 1 year in the future. Now, why is that? Well, let's say you get the job and then you need to go out and buy some clothes because you don't want to show up for work looking like a homeless badger either. So if you got the $1,000 today, then you could go out and buy $1,000 worth of clothes. But if you knew the $1,000 was coming a year from now, then you could theoretically take out a loan for $1,000 today and then pay it back in a year when you get the $1,000. But the problem is, a loan always comes with interest. So if you got a $1,000 loan with an interest rate of 10%, then that means in a year, then you would have $1,100 due instead of just $1,000. So all that means is that you take the bonus today because it is worth more. So that brings us to the concept of the present value of money. The idea here is that we can use the interest rate to compare the value of $1 today to the value of $1 a year from now. Now, the interest rate just tells us what a loaned dollar costs. So the fundamental question is, how much would you be willing to accept today in exchange for receiving your dollar a year from now? Well, the basic answer is that you would receive less than $1 today for the privilege of not having to wait around for a year to get the whole dollar. Let me just try to write it down. I think it'll be clear. Okay, our equation to determine the present value of money is as follows. X dollars equals $1 divided by 1 plus R. And in this equation, X equals the amount that you need today to assure that you will get $1 a year from now. R equals the interest rate, which is always a given from the financial markets. So let's say the interest rate for our purposes is 10%. And we're going to express that in decimal form, which is 0.10. So if we plug everything into our equation, then it looks like this. X dollars equals $1 divided by 1 plus 0.10. And if you go ahead and solve it, then you find out that X equals 91 cents. So you need 91 cents to ensure that in a year from now, you will have a whole dollar. And that's if the interest rate is 10%. Or think about it in reverse. If you loan out 91 cents today at an interest rate of 10%, then in a year you will receive $1 back. But we can also calculate what the value of the dollar will be in 2 years as well. And in this case, our formula needs just one minor adjustment. We still have X dollars equals $1 over 1 plus the interest rate. But to find out the value of that dollar in 2 years, we just have to square it. So if you plug in the same numbers, we get X dollars equals $1 over 1 plus 0.10 squared. And if you solve that, you find out that X equals 83 cents. So $1 received 2 years from now is worth 83 cents today. And if you wanted to find the value of $1 3 years from now, then you just cube it and on and on. Now, one of the major applications of knowing this is that businesses can determine whether or not to take on various projects depending on the present value of future projects. So let's assume that a business is deciding whether to invest in a new project that they believe will generate $90,000 in each of the following years. So in year 1, they think this new project will get them $90,000, and so on in years 2 and 3. Now let's say that the investment that they have to make in order for this to work is $225,000. Now the question is this a wise investment? Now it certainly seems like it, because $90,000 of profit 3 years in a row will earn them $270,000 in profit. And that will more than make up for the initial expenditure of $225,000. So let's work it out for them. And in this example, let's suppose that the interest rate is 11%. So if we want to find out the present value of these dollars, we need to take 90,000 for year 1 divided by 1 plus the interest rate, just 0.11, and that equals $81,081. Now in year 2, we do the same thing except we square it. $90,000 divided by 1 plus 0.11 squared equals $73,170. And then for the third year, we do the same thing except we cube it. $90,000 divided by 1 plus 0.11 cubed, and that equals $66,176. Okay, now these numbers, $81,000, $73,000, $66,000, is the present value of the actual profit they're going to make in the future. So if we add those numbers up, then we get the present value of that profit, which equals $220,427. So despite what it looked like up front with the bare numbers, this is not an investment the business should make, because if they invest $225,000, then they'll only make about $220,000 on the investment, and therefore they will lose money on that deal. And that is how you calculate the present value of money. I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. If the present value of this video is worth more than it cost you to watch it, then click that like button and let me know. And if you want to join us here in the land of magnificent beardistry, then click the subscribe button and come along.